Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have an old friend in the studio. It's Gary Grottke, and you're from Quality Back Office Solutions. And you and I have met before and talked before. And I think I've come full circle, Gary, where not that I didn't value what back office solutions and processes could do before, but now I am such a believer. So first tell me a little bit about what Quality Back Office Solutions does.
Sure, and I'm very glad you're a believer.
I am. Sign me up.
Because I think it's important, but what we do is just partly what the name says, which is back office work. And in short, that is basically handling any and all of the paperwork for a business. Accounting, payroll, taxes, bill paying, actually preparing and mailing and collecting on our clients' bills. Whatever the client needs done, we're willing to do. And we're a one-stop shop, a turnkey solution.
That's awesome. Because I think business people, entrepreneurs, we all get in there, or executives in my case, because we have a skill to run that business or to build that widget. And we're not always blessed with the skills that you have or the desire to do all of that, the bill paying and the IRS work and that kind of stuff. So you bring us a really good product.
Well, thanks. And that is what we try to do. I mean, we're trying to put our clients in a position where they can spend more time managing their business, meeting with customers, training employees, basically making money.
Right, doing what I do best, not necessarily the back paperwork.
Exactly. And hopefully our clients have the peace of mind that we know what we're doing, because we do. And we're in constant communication with them, as much or as little as they need, to keep things straight. And we try to provide them the financial information so they still know what's going on. Through monthly financial statements and other reports, but they don't have to actually do the work themselves or closely supervise somebody who's doing the work, either a brother-in-law or somebody's wife or husband who maybe took an accounting class, is doing all their bookkeeping and these types of things. And usually it falls behind. It's kind of hard to yell at your spouse if they're not exactly doing this extra work for you. So we come in and kind of professionalize, I think, the whole process, and then our clients can sleep at night, hopefully knowing it's all done and done properly.
Well, and you get the executive or the business owner doing what they are, wanting to do, got in business to do. Whether that, in my case, television, be a producer, or in other people's case, it might be to, sell the product or make the muffins or whatever, because you're taking care of that and you're the professional, because you're a CPA and all your people are very well certified.
Absolutely. So, and I think the other thing that we do and the other thing we bring to the table is a lot of our small business clients are really kind of on their own.
Right.
They're single owner entrepreneurs, and if they have an issue or a problem, unlike in a large business, there's no one to bounce it off of. There's no one to say, hey, should I go right or should I go left here? And we, and myself personally, try to make myself available 7 days a week, at least 12 hours a day. So I can't say 24/7. We'll say 12/7. For phone calls, emails, whatever, run something by me. It can be business related, it can be back office related, whatever it is, and at least then you have a sounding board for things.
Right. Well, I think you often hear from small business owners that they feel a little bit alone or adrift because they don't have anybody to really talk to about that.
Exactly.
And that's where you, and part of everything else you do, add that advisory role.
Exactly, and I am a CPA by background. I spent 10 years in public accounting, but the last 15 years I've been an entrepreneur and been involved in a number of businesses, some successful, some not. So I've seen both sides, and I think I have a pretty broad base and level of experience in dealing with a lot of different issues in a lot of different businesses. So I think in a lot of cases I can be a good sounding board for them and somebody that they can talk to.
Right, and getting to a point in a business where you want someone to come in there and do your back office or help you with processes really helps save the business owner or executive time, because you get it running smoother.
Absolutely. I think there's two things we try to save the business owner: time and money. And I know we save them a lot of time. I know, unequivocally. On the money thing, what's hard is again, a lot of these small business owners have somebody that's doing the books for free, and they're spending some of their time. So there's no out-of-pocket cost associated with it. So when we come in, even though our fees are very low, I think, and we work off a flat monthly fee, it's still, they're now writing a check.
Right.
But I can show you time after time where we've saved our clients either half of our fees in a year or all of our fees with things we found. We find clients double paying bills. They set up an auto pay, and then the clients or the vendor's still sending them a bill, and they're writing checks too. So they're double paying. These are the types of things that we routinely catch. We caught fraud at one of our clients where one of their employees were stealing checks from them. We caught it very quickly. We brought it to the client's attention. Unfortunately, they initially ignored our requests. We pressed on and eventually stopped it in a very short period of time. Saved the client thousands of dollars.
Wow.
So those are just two examples of where we save the client's money. There's a multitude of them. But that's the kind of stuff we do on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Well, and the neat thing about hiring someone like your company and your group is that it's a contract basis. So they're hiring you, but they get the team behind you. Where if you put someone on your payroll who's that controller person, it's a different type of scenario. You're actually paying more.
Absolutely, and I think with a lot of the changes now, and Obamacare is here to stay. So this is not a political statement, but the reality is, depending on the size of your business, you may not want to have a lot more employees.
Right.
Let's say you've got 55 employees today. If you get to 49, if you don't want to provide health care, you don't have to.
Right. So
if you outsource some of your financial and administrative functions, maybe you can get below that level. So there's a lot of reasons, I think, to outsource today. And we do work on a team approach. All of our clients get what I'll call a detail person that does the day-to-day work, who they work on those day-to-day questions with. And then again, I'm there kind of an advisory role, supervisory role. And so there's at least two people involved with every client.
That's awesome. And sometimes, I often think when I think about, setting up process and that, it's a little bit of an initial shock to the system when you get that moving, but it is so worth it. It's sort of like going to the gym and feeling better afterwards. It's kind of how I feel like going to my bookkeeper, working with that kind of stuff. I don't really want to do it, but man, I feel better when I'm done.
Right, and you're right. I mean, this is low priority because you don't need to do the back office if you're not if you don't have a successful business.
Right.
So you don't need me, and there's no need for any of this work. So you have to focus as a business person, as an entrepreneur, on running your business and making it successful. But if you're doing that, you have to then take care of these other issues. So it is a low priority, and
But it's a necessary priority.
It is, and we try not to be the most anal accountants. We try to focus on the things that are the most important from a back office and compliance standpoint and get those things done, get the client to focus on those things. And the things that are nice for the client to do, we bring those up, we recommend them, but if the client thinks that they don't have the time or money, then they don't do them. That's fine.
I kind of look at you, Gary, as a nice guy and a great partner for any business. So,
thank you.
Thanks so much for stopping by and telling us a little bit about Quality Back Office Solutions. We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.